Look, I'm outside the federal courthouse in Los Angeles. I just witnessed the Durk trial. I just seen Durk with my own two eyes, literally outside. We're waiting for Brian Steele and Drew Findling to come out and make a statement to the public. I see Brian Steele, see Drew Findling, whole lot of aura in the courtroom. But this was a massive W for Durk today. I'm not going to lie. This is the biggest W that I think I've seen him take in this case. There's not too much new stuff about the evidence that he's got going on in the situation, but what there is there is a whole lot of back and forth where the judge is low-key taking Durk's side. Durk is fighting to have these new charges, the murder of Stefan Mack, severed from the murder of Savia Robinson, aka Lil Pab. And, there was talk that, he facing another body. This was a body that was rumored to be, associated with the criminal enterprise for quite some time. It finally got brought in with these additional Vicar charges. But the judge is basically saying, you can't really throw that murder on so last minute. You're going to be prejudicial to the jury. It's kind of in bad faith. The judge didn't make his ruling yet, but he basically gave both sides an opportunity to argue. I'm not going to lie, the prosecution were completely tongue-tied. They didn't really have a good response. They didn't really have a clap back. The judge kind of dog-walked them a bit. I've got a whole bunch of notes that I'm going to break down in a bigger video on my second channel, Trapmore Ross, on YouTube later. But basically, this was a huge W for Durk. There were moments where the judge basically was just like, let him have his LA murder case on its own as planned in August, and let's separate those other charges. Doesn't mean that the additional murder's been dismissed, although the judge said he would hear arguments for that, and he said the prosecution hasn't even made a case for why it shouldn't be dismissed yet. But basically, it sounds like the judge is going to sever the two different murder charges, let Durk have his LA Lil Pab murder case separately in August, and then he's going to have to deal with the Chicago murder later on. It was a very, very big W. Durk was smiling and grinning in the courtroom the whole time, whispering to Drew Findling and Brian Steele, and it was insane. This is the biggest date and the most positive thing I've seen for Durk in this situation. I'm going to have a whole breakdown of this later on, so make sure you follow my channel, Trapmore Ross, on YouTube. Peace.